Hello, AVID Juniors. Welcome to week 6. This video, we're going to hit the assignments you need to do for week 6. Before we get to that, let's talk a little bit about the schedule that you got going on this week. So this week is a little funky, as you probably have already figured out. With the Monday being the Labor Day holiday, we had no school on Monday. And so the way the schedule is going to work is 246 is on Tuesday. Wednesday is 135 and Thursday is 246. Now that's the same as it is every week, right? The only really tricky part comes on Friday. Friday, instead of being 1 through 6 and having all of your classes, Friday is going to be a standard 135 day. So we're going to use the same schedule on Friday that we did on Wednesday. And so how does that affect you as juniors? Okay, so usually we have the seniors meet on Monday and then the juniors meet on Wednesday. So I'm pushing everything back. Seniors are going to meet on Wednesday. Juniors, you and I are going to sit down and talk about work and assignments and answer any of your questions on Friday. So here's the thing. If you're waiting until Friday to get started on your work, then that means you only have Saturday, Sunday, and you got to get it all done. So make sure you jump on your work ahead of time. If you get stuck on something, of course, come to the Friday meeting. I'll help you out with anything. But watch this video. Make sure you're on top of your work before you come to the meeting on Friday. That way you're ready with any questions or anything that we're going to go over. All right. So speaking of the work for the week, let's jump in and see what you need to get done this week to keep you on track for getting ready for college. That is week 5. We are in week 6. Just rolling along, isn't it? All right, so title of the week, more college research. So I realized that with the 4 days this week, I'm going to try and keep it relatively simple, especially since we're not going to see each other till Friday. I didn't want to give you anything new and tricky. So voting for club officers, there's the link right there. On Wednesday, I know that Wednesday is for the seniors, but if you want to stick around in the beginning, we're going to have our officer candidates give a little 1 to 2 minutes about why they should be elected. And then you can go click on this link and go vote for the people that you want to vote for. A couple things we're going to hit this week. A little bit more college research. So last week, you picked 5 colleges and you did some in-depth note-taking from a whole bunch of different sources. We're going to do that again, but this time 2 more colleges. So at the end of this week, you should have the 5 from last week plus the 2 from this week. So you should have a total of 7. We're going to get that number up to 12 next week, and then we're going to start putting them into categories of dream school, good school, and backup school. All right, so we're working towards something, trust me. And then the PowerPoint presentation I mentioned last week, it's coming. But don't worry about it right now. It's not going to be for probably another couple of weeks. I want you to hit time management and then corner notes, questions, and summary. I kind of like dropped the ball on that last week, but I'm going to make it up to you this week. Because of the shortened week, it actually works out really nice. All right, so this video is right here if you ever need to watch it again to get a rundown. All right, so let's take a look. The 3 things you need. 2 more sets of research off of colleges. Again, I'm just looking for notes that you've taken from the website, from Google searches, from Google Maps, location, and diversity background. I want you to just get those notes together. You're going to do a calendar or a screenshot. Okay, so I told you keep a calendar of where you're going to keep track of due dates and assignments. Some are doing the to-do list, some are doing online apps, some are doing it on paper. It's totally up to you. But every 2 weeks, I'm going to expect you to take a picture, and it should be a new picture every 2 weeks because you should have 2 weeks of stuff that you've been keeping track of. And then corner notes, questions, and summary combined. We'll talk about what combined means in a second. All right. So the first assignment, time management. So again, you have been keeping track of your assignments wherever that is. Take a screenshot or a photo of it. Turn that into Jupyter just so I can know that you are managing your time and keeping track of assignments and not falling behind on work, studying, tests, any due dates coming up, any kind of major deadlines, events. I use the word events because it's very loose. It could be personal events like birthday parties. It could be academic events like SAT classes. It could be anything. I just want you to keep track of your time. I don't want you to be one of these students who's just like, oh, damn, I forgot about that. When were we supposed to do that? Like, you don't want to be like that. You're not going to college if you're like that. Those people don't typically make it. All right, assignment number 2, Cornell notes. Okay, so last week we did not do Cornell notes. You probably noticed that. You didn't say anything because you didn't want me to know. That's fine. I get it. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to combine last week, which was week 5, and this week, which is week 6, into one set of Cornell notes. So look over the stuff that you learned last week, look over the stuff you learned this week, and make 3 questions and a summary for 4 of those classes. So like, let's say English class. You could pull stuff you learned last week in English and make 2 questions, and you could take something from English this week and make 1 question and then write a summary. Or you could take all your questions from last week's English, or you could take all your questions from this week's English. It's really open to see what you find important and what you're making questions off of. And I will get you those graded, the first set that you turned in, I'll get those graded back to you so you can see how you're doing with those. But the ones you guys did on the pencils were pretty good. So, or the school supply picture that we did, you did pretty good with that. So we'll talk about that more on Friday because most people don't do questions or summary until the end of the week anyway. We're going to combine weeks 5 and 6 into just one set. So you're not doing 3 questions week 5 and 3 questions week 6. That's not what I'm asking. Week 5 and 6 together, 3 questions, 1 summary for 4 classes. All right, and then the third assignment, I already mentioned, this is just continuation from last week. So you made a list of 20 colleges and universities that you were interested in. You picked 5 last week, pick 2 more, and it's the same to-do list. Checked out the website, go to Google, do some searches, check on the diversity of the school, find out some information about the location. And so those are notes that you take on a piece of paper and you'll turn them in, okay? So what are you turning in this week? You got notes on 2 colleges, questions and summary that you will put right here in the online notebook, and a screenshot or photo of your calendar. If you're on top of all your stuff, this should be an easy week. If you're procrastinating and waiting till the last minute, this could be a little bit harder week because you're like, oh, dang, I forgot to do that. Oh, I forgot to do that. So we will see each other on Friday for a full class, but do make sure you check in on Wednesday to get credit for attendance, but also to hear the officers so you can elect the person you want in charge of the club. And I think as a junior, you should be very diligent, very enthused to pick somebody that's going to represent you because you are the smaller group and you want to make sure that the seniors are not dominating the club money because that money is yours as well. And so make sure that you're picking somebody who will do right by you as well as doing right by the seniors. Elections have consequences, as we definitely will see. I'll see you all Wednesday for the check-in and Friday for the class. Have a good one.